Daisy, come here. Good girl, well done. So, rewards. Lots and lots of different ways of rewarding your dog, from games to tug of war to play to treats to food to the list is endless. So this is particularly about food. Works for some dogs, doesn't work for some dogs. Some dogs are more food orientated or food driven than other dogs. Some dogs aren't. Some dogs just are not bothered, so then you have to choose another alternative. Bit of tug of war, or toss a tennis ball, or something to enrich them and give them positivity in a different format, in a different way. But the good thing about food reward is that you can manipulate when you give it and how you give it. Okay, so there's a massive divide in the dog training world at the moment. Well, not at the moment, it's always been going, but it just seems to be getting even worse, where science-based methods are sniping at force-free, and force-free are sniping at positive, and positive is everyone's just sniping at each other, and balanced is getting involved. And because all these scientific methods and scientific terminologies are now coming to the front and coming to the forum, there's lots of very complicated words, very complicated phrases, and it's extremely difficult to understand how to get a positive result. So yes, we've got to have an awareness of the quadrant and what the quadrant means and how to work around it. Yes, we've got to know what luring, shaping, proofing, marking, all of those different words and phrases mean. But let's not wrap ourselves up into an utter state of confusion with trying to fathom out what the terminology actually means. So food, we can use food as a motivator. It's a very quick motivator, and it helps us install a lesson if it works with the dog that is sitting in front of you, and that's the key thing. So Daisy, come. Good. Yes, you can either use yes or a clicker or something, they call it a marker, but as long as you make some form of noise that is consistent to allow your dog to realise and learn and continue to learn that it is doing a desired behaviour, it's doing what you want it to do. So people say yes, people use a clicker, people do lots and lots of different things. And it's one of those baffling words that I've heard it called markers, I've heard it called lots and lots of different things, all right? Let's stay well out of that rabbit hole of complexity. So, Daisy, come. Good. Click or yes or whatever you want to do, or just give her a piece of food. That's your reward for coming back to me. But as you can see, because I've offered that too quickly, we risk losing her attention again. There you go, bosh. And she's off. All right, very young dog, beautiful dog, really energetic, sociable, enthusiastic. But we risk losing that attention very quickly because we've paid her too quickly and we haven't utilised the food in our hands to the maximum or the best of the ability of what we can actually get from it. So a lot of these techniques, or a lot of the techniques that I use, yes, we're using food-based rewards. Daisy, good. But the power of them knowing that we have it is a lot more effective than us just giving it to them. Daisy, good. So she knows I've got it, it's in my hand, and she's just subtly nibbling at it, licking at it, and giving it the attention that I want her to give it to. Daisy, good. But I'm not giving it up. But look at how long I can keep her interest for. Look at how long I can stop her from being distracted just by not giving her the food reward too quickly. Sit. Now she's going to start getting impatient. So I'll give it to her. Okay. So very useful technique to not willingly give up your food reward too quickly. Great for reactivity, great for overexcitement, great for containing focus. If you're in a park and you don't want another dog to be distracted, or you don't want your dog to be distracted, you can keep that dog's focus while it gives you time to put a lead. The list is endless. So theoretically what we're doing is we're keeping the dog's attention on us, we're keeping the dog's focus upon us purely and simply by not giving him or her the food too quickly. Daisy, good, sit, good, give her a job, make her work for it, good girl, good girl. It also gives us the opportunity to offer some physical praise, good girl, there you go, good girl. But look how long, as I've said before, I can keep her engaged with me just by not giving her the food too quickly. Another point to note, which has just reminded me, as you probably gather, nothing this is scripted and I just waffle as things happen. Where you feed it. Watch what happens. I do this, I wave it around, she gets impatient and she will eventually jump up at me. So what we're doing is sit, we're always taking that temptation away. So there's the food reward and she gets it at lower than her head. She's got into this habit of kind of putting her paws up and all that kind of stuff. But we can look at that. Sit. Like all the dogs that come here, they all get brushed up upon, they all get, you know, revisionary lessons where needed. So during her stay, and she comes back quite often during her stay, we look at what's needed to be looked at. Sit. Good. But there you go. Do not be too quick to give up your food reward. And likewise, if you can't use food, tug of war. Play that game of tug of war with the dog. Play that game of tug of war. Yeah. Look, just by, I haven't even got nothing in her mouth. But look at, just because of my movement and my action, how I'm keeping her engaged with me. And as long as she's engaged with me, sit. She's not going to be distracted or interrupted by anything else that's going on around her. Food rewards. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. Sit, sit, sit. Good. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. But just be careful how quickly you give up the prize, how quickly you pay your dog. And understand the benefits of not giving them the food too quickly. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. You can have it now. Good girl.